Today, we're going to cover the best weapon in every single slot in GTA Online. I haven't made a weapons guide in 4 years on the channel, so it's long overdue. We've had some new weapons added to the game. Now, keep in mind, some of the weapons I will recommend are going to be Mark II weapons with Mark II ammo. So, in order to get some of these weapons, you will need to be able to get Mark II weapons at a weapon workshop in one of your properties. And for some of them, you will need Mark II ammo, which you can only unlock through research in your bunker. But I'm sure that's not really a surprise to you that's been in the game for a while now, so let's not waste any time and let's get straight into the pistol slot. In this slot, I would recommend the Heavy Mark II revolver with incendiary rounds. Not only is this combination one of the most slept on in the entire game, it's one of the best in the entire game. The Heavy Revolver Mark II by itself is pretty strong. It can take out a lot of enemies in one hit, and overall it's just pretty good. But you add on the incendiary rounds with the Mark II variant, and this revolver will one-shot almost every single enemy in the entire game. Doesn't even need to be a headshot. If the bullet itself doesn't kill them immediately, the fire burn will, and on top of that, it's a lot of fun. Now, a little secondary mention for a gun that you will want in the pistol slot as well, that's the Up and Atomizer. Nowadays, you can only get this one when it's in the gun van, but this is basically a must-own weapon. I'm sure we've all had our vehicle get stuck somewhere a million times, so Rockstar introduced the Up and Atomizer basically so that we could get things unstuck. Wouldn't recommend using the Up and Atomizer to try and kill people, although it just takes a few shots. This is most definitely a utility weapon that you're definitely gonna want to have in your back pocket at all times. Moving into the top right slot, I've got the Combat MG Mark II. This thing is just a hard-hitting beast. If you put an extended mag on it, you can get 200 bullets in a single mag, and for that reason, I wouldn't recommend actually using any Mark II ammo. I would stick with the original ammo, because the Mark II ammo is going to greatly reduce your magazine capacity. If you've used this weapon before, you know what I'm talking about. It hits like an absolute truck, should one-shot headshot most enemies, and if you don't hit the headshot, just a few body shots will normally do. You basically never have to reload, so yeah, I mean, simple pick, definitely the pick I would go with in this top right slot. In the rifle slot, we've had a few additions to this slot over the past few years. Things like the Service Carbine have come out, the Heavy Rifle, and those ones are pretty decent weapons, like they're not horrible, but still nothing can really top the existing top of class in this slot, and that's the Special Carbine Mark II. With a drum mag on this one, you can get up to 100 bullets in a mag, so it's basically an LMG. And for me, it's just got the perfect mix of firepower and accuracy, where it just feels the best, and in my opinion, performs the best as well. Just like the Combat MG, you can put Mark II ammo in this one as well, but again, just like the Combat MG, it's going to drastically decrease the amount of ammo that you can hold, not only in the mag, but also in reserves. It's going to drop your reserve ammo from potentially 9,999 all the way down to just a few hundred. I love this gun. It's definitely my most used weapon in the entire game. I use it at close range, medium range, long range, everything. It just feels great, shoots great. I like it. In the sniper slot, we're going to go the Heavy Sniper Mark II with explosive ammo. Now, the railgun does exist in GTA Online now, but even then, a lot of players still prefer the Heavy Sniper Mark II, and that's because it's hit scan as opposed to projectile like the railgun. With the explosive rounds on the Heavy Sniper Mark II, this can one-shot pretty much any enemy in the entire game, and it can take out almost any aircraft in just 1 or 2 shots. Obviously, there are a few exceptions for the heavily armored aircraft, of course, but in most situations, either in PvE or PvP, a couple shots will do the job. If you haven't tried this combo yet, I would absolutely recommend doing it like right now, because it is so much fun and it is so good. The one downside though is putting the explosive rounds decreases your reserve ammo to only 40 bullets, which yes, that does kind of suck. So if you do want more sniper ammo, I would recommend running just a normal sniper with normal ammo as a backup. But even with that reduced capacity, this is absolutely worth it and definitely best in slot. Okay, onto the melee weapons. This is kind of personal preference. For me, I would recommend the Stone Hatchet purely because getting a kill with it gives you a special ability, basically. If you're unaware, getting a kill with the Stone Hatchet basically gives you Trevor's ability from story mode, where you have a lot of health, like it's almost impossible to kill you until that timer runs out, and every time you get another kill with the Stone Hatchet, that timer resets. If you don't know how to get the Stone Hatchet yet, I'll leave a link in the description below. There's a treasure hunt that will probably take take you about an hour, but it will also get you $250,000. So definitely a weapon I would recommend getting just for the fact that it's really fun. All right, in this shotgun slot, I'm going to go with the assault shotgun. I don't think this one's really up for debate. This is kind of just the consensus best in slot. The assault shotgun is a fully auto shotgun that can get up to 32 shells in a mag, which is a lot for a shotgun. I don't know how much needs to be said here. I'm sure you can imagine 32 pellets fully auto at close range would just absolutely destroy people, and yes, it does. It even destroys things like juggernauts. It's actually pretty crazy how good this gun is. Any close encounter I've been in for the past 5 years, I've used this thing without hesitation. And when compared to other weapons in this slot, like pump shotguns, for example, pump shotguns are great. They've got one-shot kill potential, but if there's like 5 guys in front of you, trying to kill them all with a pump shotgun will take a while, and they'll probably kill you. So for that reason, along with the fact that it's really fun, the assault shotgun is best in slot. I will give you a little fun alternative here if you do want to try something a bit different, and that's the Pump Shotgun Mark II with Dragon's Breath rounds. If you've ever played first-person shooters like Call of Duty back in the day, for example, I remember I used to get shotguns with Dragon's Breath rounds on them. It was always a lot of fun, and that's the same for GTA Online. It should one-shot pretty much any enemy. If not, again, just like the Revolver Mark II, it'll burn them out. Is it as good as the assault shotgun? No, but depending on the player, you might find it more fun. Moving into the heavy slot, we have a lot of weapons we could put here, to be honest. If I was gonna pick a best in slot, I would probably pick the railgun. But the thing with the heavy slot is all of these weapons use different ammo, so there's no real reason to only run one of them. Instead, I would just recommend running as many as you can possibly afford, or as many as you own. So many of these weapons are useful for different situations. For example, the railgun is great at taking out vehicles at long range or aircraft. The RPG is great for close range. The homing launcher is great for locking onto moving targets. The grenade launcher is good because you can fire 10 grenades almost instantly. And then you've got the compact EMP launcher, which is insanely useful for slowing down moving vehicles that you need to hijack. So while we could debate about the best one, again, I would probably pick the railgun as the best one. This isn't a one weapon type slot. Fit as many as you can possibly fit. Moving into the throwable slot, and again, same sort of thing that we were talking about with the heavy slot. All of these are useful in different situations, and they don't use the same ammo. So honestly, just stack as many different throwables as you can in here. They're all useful for different situations. Even tear gas is useful for me. Like, I throw tear gas to get targets out of cover if they're hiding a lot, but I don't want to blow up their cover. Like, for example, if a target is hiding behind a vehicle that I need to steal for the mission, I can't just blow up the vehicle. So I would just throw tear gas behind there and let them die. Best in slot in this spot is probably the sticky bomb. Just the most versatile, can be used in the most situations, even while driving. It's great. But again, I just recommend using as many as you can fit. And for our final slot, technically not a weapon slot, but just as useful and important, it's our one-handed weapons that we can use while driving, because a lot of GTA takes place in moving vehicles. Now, up until a couple of years ago, the AP pistol would have been my #1 choice by far. This has always been great for when you're driving, but just in 2023, we got a new best in slot weapon for driving, and that's the TAC SMG. This SMG can get up to 60 bullets in a mag, which is better than the AP pistol, which can only get 36. Not only does it have a lot of bullets in the mag, the fire rate's great, the damage is pretty good, and for anyone chasing you, you're just gonna absolutely shred them out of the driver's seat, which is exactly what you want. So there you go, that's the best weapon in every single slot. Hopefully this helps your loadouts and helps you become a better GTA Online player. If it helped, leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing for more stuff like this. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Boys!
Favorite color, money green. I've been on my grind since I was in the 7th grade. Had my first kid, I was only 17. Always a provider for my pack like Wolverines. But you won't find me on the mountaintop. Need no calculator, I can weigh it cause it kinda lie.